Has everyone had a chance to read the June 10th business meeting minutes? Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Has everybody had a chance to review your vouchers and receipts? Not any questions about the three items. I need a motion to approve the June 10th meeting minutes and approve the vouchers and receipts. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. We have guests this evening, Andrea Cross of Options. You may have the floor, Andrea.
I did bring extra copies of the Smith County county profile and the Northwest Kansas County profile for you guys to have available. Kind of some things over the past year. The services in the brochure are with the KBI data, so not this year or not last year, but the year prior, because that's how their data comes out. Over that course of time, the services went up 147%, which freaked me out a little bit when I heard that number because that's a big jump. But I had a friend kind of reframe it for me, and she said, well, but haven't those people always been there? I mean, they didn't just suddenly start having domestic violence in their lives because Options advertised better or made ourselves more available. So that made me feel pretty good that people are actually reaching out and accessing services. Our shelter services increased threefold. So we are full all of the time. To that end, we have written some very large grants, and we applied for Kansas Community Service tax credits, and we were awarded those for a Colby project. In our Colby building, the basement is underutilized, and we're going to build some shelter into that because the new model for shelters are secure, not secret. So we feel that we can provide shelter there in a safe manner. But that would alleviate some of the pressure off of the Hayes shelter because in that way people wouldn't have to pull their children out of school or leave jobs to go to shelter if it's in the further parts of, the western part of our service area. We have been working started with the Hayes Police Department, then it began to include all of the departments. So the sheriff, Victoria Police, Ellis Police, and Hayes Police are participating in a lethality assessment. I don't know if you're familiar with lethality assessments, but it's a series of questions that when a victim is identified at a scene, the officer goes through those questions with that person. The first three, if they answer yes to any of those questions, it's an automatic referral. And then there's, I believe, 14 more questions that if they answer yes to 6 or more of those, then it becomes a referral. And a referral in this instance means that the officer calls the Options phone number and puts that survivor on the phone with an advocate and makes that immediate connection instead of just here, this is a brochure, call Options sometime, because all of the agencies in the state of Kansas are required by law to do that. And they do because we get calls from that. But when people are in a heightened state and they're panicked, it's a little bit harder to remember to even where you put the brochure sometimes. So that has been good. And we're kind of doing a assessment with them to find out, if anything needs to be tweaked or if things are just rolling along like we thought they would be. And then we want to talk to everybody and roll it out everywhere because it's important not only for the survivor to know how much danger they're in, because that builds over time and they don't necessarily realize the extent, but it also helps the officers as well, because a domestic call can be one of the most dangerous times for an officer to respond to. So it does two things. It protects our officers and it helps survivors know how to keep safe. We applied for a very large grant. We're keeping our fingers crossed. So hopefully we'll make some big announcements soon. That would allow us to combine our shelter and our offices into one location in a larger building. It would increase our shelter services at least double. It would also allow us to add 7 to 8 transitional apartments onto the economy, because when people are leaving shelter, it's a very expensive and difficult time to start over a new household. If you've just moved normally, you know there's a lot that goes into that. And, some of the people that come to us, they come to us without shoes on. They don't have their socks and shoes even. And we have a transition advocate that helps people not only find housing and jobs, but also replace paperwork. Many times those documents are either denied, or, if you're running out of your house in the middle of the night without your shoes, you're really not focused in on where is your social security card. But you need your social security card to get a job. So, all of that stuff has to be replaced. We have a family advocate that works with people with children. Many times children are witnesses to domestic violence, and those patterns start being built early. And we want to try to head that off at the pass so that children learn healthy behaviors moving forward. Our campus advocate goes to all of the community colleges, technical colleges and universities. Well, I guess we do Colby as a community college, so that is accurate. And interacts with the student age population. We have mobile advocates. We have one in the east 9 counties and one in the west 9 counties that come at least twice a month. Ross comes to Smith County, and I believe he meets in the jury room at the courthouse with anyone who wants to do like walk-in services. He also does some advocacy in the area, making sure people have tear-off sheets and brochures and updated information. We do our Cut It Out program, which is with hairstylists and tattoo artists, estheticians, people who interact with people on an intimate level that might see something that might be hidden from the regular public. I know one of my friends asked me, what do we do if we see someone that has missing hair? Because I have that situation. And I said, well, let me get you some information and, help you discreetly pass that on, because they had a portion of the hair ripped out. So that was a tough situation, but we helped out with that. We also do Safe Bar, which is with drinking establishments or servers, to teach how to recognize when alcohol is being used as a tool to commit bad behavior. We all like to be able to go out with our friends and not have to worry about that sort of thing. And when servers are able to help us stay safe as well, it works out better. 24/7 access still. You can text us. You can use the app to chat with us. You can, of course, call us. We have Doxy.me software available on our website that is like Zoom, but it's actually HIPAA compliant, so people can have a secure conversation. It is often a concern, especially with people that live in smaller areas that nobody knows. There's still that stigma and fear that someone that they know is going to find out that they're a victim and look down on them. Most of the time when that happens, people are more than willing to reach out and help, but there's still, if you don't know what you did on Friday, just wait a while, somebody will tell you. And, or if they'll just make it up. So, I certainly like to talk a lot, so I will pause because you guys have a lot to do, I'm sure. And do you guys have any questions for me?
We have been giving 1,000 a year, it looks like.
Yeah, the last couple of years.
Looks like their letter wanted an increase.
We did ask for a small increase based on. It
looked like half a year.
So I understand that money is tight, and if you have to consider that, I understand that as well.
Comments, council? Who wants to go first? Throw out a number, what you want to support it by.
I mean, I can just say as a prosecutor that I think that there are a lot of really like helpful services that Options provides. And it's hard. Like she said, you give them a card after a traumatic event. It's hard to get them to call. Not everyone takes advantage right away, but there are oftentimes, even a year or 2 years later, a survivor still remembers that they have this option. So I think that's helpful.
And there's no time limit on our services. It doesn't have to have happened yesterday for
And there
anybody
doesn't
to
have
use
to be a
services.
criminal case either.
No, that's a very good point, because a lot of domestic violence isn't illegal. It's not illegal to speak ugly to each other or gaslight or even put the documents away somewhere and withhold them. I mean, that's kind of gets into a little bit, but it. And you might be interested in that very large grant. Part of the funds would go to fund an attorney
Oh, nice.
to be on call. So
That's great.
yeah.
I do have a question, actually. I noticed this little section here about protection orders.
Mhm.
Do the clerk's offices know that you will help people with that? Because we often have people walk into the clerk's office and ask about a PFA or a PFS, and they say, we can't give you legal advice, we can't help you. And they say, well, I want to talk to the judge. And the clerk's saying, I can't let you talk to the judge.
Right.
And so maybe even just like having when did you say Ross?
Ross. Mhm.
Okay.
And I know
there's.
there's-
Is he new? In Smith
Ross
County?
Aragon. No, he's been with us he's been the mobile advocate for about a year, I believe.
Okay.
Because
Well,
he came after Isaiah left.
yeah, I guess I didn't realize Isaiah's been gone for a year. But yeah, so even if you just had those people like drop off information and
Mhm.
remind clerks, like
Mhm.
if people have questions, if people don't know what to do, have them call us, because I think you could probably get a lot more people looking for help
Yeah.
with those.
Well, and one of the things, we have all of the laptops, but when we were about to try to deploy them and have them available at the courthouses so that people could go here, you can chat face-to-face with an advocate, was right when the court system went down, and everybody was very
Super handy.
leery about putting anything on any network.
Yeah.
We tried to start in Russell because I was the magistrate in Russell, so it was like, oh, here, this is,
Yeah.
and they were like, Judge Johnson wouldn't go
Absolutely
for
not.
it. Nope,
Yeah.
absolutely not. So, and then we
And-
looked at our library, and our library didn't necessarily want to do it because all of their evening and Saturday employees are high school students.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I just think even knowing, oh, hey, here's someone who can help me with that, I just have to call them up or whatever. I could see a lot of people taking advantage of that. How often do you think, Jamie, people ask you questions about how to file a
You know, it's
PFA?
kind of like on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
so-
always a domestic issue, it's just because somebody's having relationship problems and wanting to, feel safe or whatever, and give them a little bit more protection.
I think that's another suggestion. You could just like
Yeah.
remind your law enforcement partners that, hey, if they have questions about this, send them our way.
Absolutely.
Because those people are already decided, like they want to
yes, yeah, they're making the move.
Yeah.
Council, I make the recommendation you go with their letter of $1,500. Comments on that? Don? Chris? Dave? No. Tracy? No. Brady? Need a motion to approve?
Moved. Second.
Moved, seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And these are for you guys, so if anybody questions why you did that, you can hand out information and congratulate your law enforcement about, on domestic, you're over 100% of arrests. Because, and that's way higher than the state average of 51%, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This APAC thing, do we need this table?
We're gonna table that. Ryan and I just spoke about half an hour, 45 minutes ago. He's gonna have them look at this bid again. Of course, their water line, they're including the line itself, we have that. their mobilization is at almost 89,000.
Yeah,
And we couldn't get anyone else to bid this, so he's going to,
I'm gonna
Try
talk
again.
to two people to try and see if they can get them to bid it.
Well,
so we would like to table this.
all right, we need a motion to table.
So moved.
Second. Second. Been moved and seconded to table the APAC bid. All those in favor say aye.
You bid it that.
What do we have under new business here? The postage meter contract?
And just a couple of things, we've got a few different postage meter options. We are up in October, however, if we change our contract, that means I need to let them know next month so that we do not have additional charges. So we have looked at, the current system we have at the renewal, they would renew at the current price of $35.95 a month for a 2-year minimum. Pitney Bowes has 3 options. The first one is really not on the table. It's more than what we need. The second one is the Centro Mail Station at $21.24, and then they've got a ship online at $18.92, all per month. And then, of course, our other option is to go back old school and buy the stamps. However, the postage meter does give us a break. We save 4 cents, I believe it is, per envelope. Those are going up again in July, as I put there at the bottom. And you guys talked about the one that you liked, it was the Centro Mail Station, is that right? Okay. I don't have to do a lot with this, they do, so I wanted them to kind of take a good look at it. We don't have a large bulk of mail anymore other than utility bills, and that is a bulk mail, which is completely separate from this.
This doesn't even apply to that.
No. So it's basically the bills that we don't deliver around town, random letters, certified mail, and so maybe 8 or 10 large envelopes a year. I don't know, we really overdo that. So.
Do we have one currently?
Yes, we've got the FP mailing that's up there at the top. The machines, however, we've had, I think, 3 machines in the last 3 years. And I think they're sending us old refurb machines every time. We just have a lot of troubles with the machine itself. They've been easy to work with. That in itself has not been a problem. But the machines have not been very,
How much is our current contract?
$35.95 a month. That's why we pulled up the Pitney Bowes options, to kind of see where those lie.
Did you guys look at that, Ariel? Is that a pretty good system?
They like that Send Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Is
smaller
there a mail
option.
station?
Yeah, the smaller option.
It still allows that discount, and it's basically an insert like a time clock.
It's a lot cheaper than what we're paying.
It doesn't have quite as many features, but we really don't need them.
It's a no-brainer.
Which one you picking there?
The second one, that Pitney Bowes.
Send Pro Mail Station.
At 21.24, they're paying $35.95. And if they can get by with it, that's a big savings.
Council, comments? Tracy,
I'd make a motion to get the Pitney Bowes, the mail station at 21.24, that's,
Brady,
I'd second it.
comments, Dave,
No, that's fine with me.
Don? Chris? I have a motion on the table, been moved and seconded to go with the Pitney main mail station. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Who was the second? I'm sorry.
I was.
And that, like I said, our current contract goes to October, but I will get that process started to get that canceled.
These next tech contracts.
Next tech contracts, in some cases, I think I have in your book, if it's not next, it's right after economic development meeting minutes, because it got messed up in the copier, I did not notice it, so I apologize, but it may be after the minutes. But Next Tech contacted me last week, and our PC security contract is up. They currently have it at the same price that we've been paying this last year. which is not inexpensive by any means, but I think we don't have any other option. Our server is $65 a month, and each of the PCs is $45 a month, not including the 1.5% technology fee that they charge us. The 9 computers are the 3 that are in our office, the 2 desktops, the 2 laptops, and then the chamber, economic development, and then the economic development laptop.
Which one do we want to go with?
That's the only option we have.
It's the only option we have.
And the price didn't go up, right?
Correct.
What sort of lights we need?
We don't. This is the security side.
Cybersecurity,
That one there.
basically $470 a month. We're doing it.
Plus 1.5% technology fee.
How much?
1.5% technology fee. They don't have that listed in here, but that is what they charge.
That's a 3-year contract, 36 months.
Correct.
Is it, if something goes wrong, is there a service charge, or is that what we're paying for?
This is just to stay current with
This is
cyber
just,
threats.
yeah,
Keep it
this is just
safe.
the security. I had quite a long conversation with Alan twice a couple weeks ago. Apparently, we do not have any coverage for any data that's coming in or out. So, because we, of course, are getting charged when we have, like, say, an update takes place. It kicks our copier off where we can't scan. We lose those abilities, and they have to come in and fix it, and we have to pay for it. So he brought that up, and so then I told him he's gonna have to have somebody reach out to me, because when Shannon had went through everything, he said that we had everything covered and checked the box down the line. So I am not sure what that difference is, but somebody's supposed to be reaching out to me to give us the options. But this, on this side, this is just the security, for the PCs and the server.
$470 a month.
Yeah. Which is the same as it was this year.
They really got you. They got you.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna do with
It's
that?
600, what will we do?
Go with it?
Well, someone make us a no choice motion.
Yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice, especially, we had some exposure with our automated bill paying and things like
Oh,
that. And, there's, you look at the bigger picture, there's companies like, Ford Motor Company right now, General Motors, Stagco, they're all in a cyber situation where they haven't been able to conduct business for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Wichita went through some problems too down there.
And this seems like a lot of money for what we have, but I don't know if we have any other choice. I'd make that motion.
I'll second it.
Moving and seconded, the rest of council comments, Tracy,
No, I'm good.
Brady?
No.
Don?
No.
Been moved and seconded to accept the cyber contract for $470 a month, 36 term. All those in favor say aye. Motion carried.
What about your router, that sonic wall that we discussed, is that all separate?
Yes,
Okay.
as is backup. Everything is separated.
This notification of Southern Star.
Oh, that one's down the line a little bit. Economic development first.
Economic development, anybody here to make their presentation? Is there any action items?
We did have some of their financial report wasn't exactly correct. So Ariel did reach out to Nick to give them the updated information, or to clarify, I guess I should say. The Chamber of Commerce, they were working with the Economic Development Board about a combination position. They're hoping maybe that would entice someone to fulfill the Chamber Economic Development Assistant and maybe the Main Street, with the possibility of a full-time offering benefits and such. So they're working some of those things out. And it looks like they did approve a $5,000 Jumpstart grant to Kelsey Griffin for a daycare combination Jumpstart and commercial revitalization.
The revitalization denied, correct?
I'm sorry.
Was it the revitalization application denied?
Yes,
That's what it says.
yeah, it shows just the $5,000 for the Jumpstart.
What's that for again?
A daycare,
A daycare. And this is above and beyond the funding for Bright Beginnings, is that correct?
completely separate.
Same
This is an
person,
individual.
not the same person.
No,
This is an individual. This is Travis Ray.
So that's the only action item I have right here then. That's correct.
Here's,
Up here. Okay. Comments on this application from Kelsey Griffin? Daycare. Board approved lump sum, 5,000. Location is where?
that's not state.
I'm pretty sure she's doing it at home.
I don't know.
That part, is that within the guidelines?
I haven't seen the application, so I have no idea.
I don't think that the guidelines say it can't be like a home-based business, though. No, I think,
They don't, it's not specified in there.
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I'm
seeing
sure if
anything
it
about it.
did say that, then she wouldn't have gotten approved, but.
Is there zoning about running that? In a business, in
Not for daycare.
a, not daycare?
It's a little different than the center.
Do we have any idea what the funds would be utilized for?
None. I haven't seen the application, so I'm not aware.
Personal opinion is just, I'd like to see someone to state that this application is in order for us to approve. If we've got that many questions, I think it needs to be tabled to the next meeting until we get approval on everything being in order. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I would agree. Very.
We can reach out to Nick Rhodes and ask him to come to the next meeting.
Yeah, either that or give us the application or something, give us some documentation for it. I'm not against it, I just need, we need to cover.
I thought he would be here, but maybe with harvest, I don't know if he works on that.
Okay. Council, you agree?
Yes.
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 Yeah,
I need a motion to table this application approval to the next meeting
So moved.
due to documentation of.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of the table? Say
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. You got a lot here on Heritage Town. Is there something on here that needs to be
take care of that. Unofficially, but it looks like they are paying Nancy Schaefer.
Yeah.
The back pay and then moving forward, pay to take care of every town.
As of the meeting, no director has been hired. Okay. Looks like that concludes the economic development. Does anybody have anything to add to the economic development?
Figure out why they can't get this direct thing taken care of.
Jamie, you have anything to bring for the council? No. Trish, you have anything for Jamie? Don? No. Dave? No. Tracy? No. Brady?
No.
Rick is not here. We have Jill, do you have anything to bring for the council?
Just a little bit there, as you see in your packet, Southern Star, they contacted me on Thursday, and I received a letter today. They are mailing this out to the property owners that are in, if you look at the next page of the map, that is Roger Barta Way. These are the homes and apartments. It would be just to the west, but there where that gas line runs through.
It's in the alley, isn't it?
It's in our easement. We hold
There
that
is-
easement.
There is an alley.
There, it's south of
A
the.
partial.
Yeah.
Where they had the issue a handful of years ago. The city owns part of that, to retain that easement, so they just wanted to share that information. I wanted to put it in the packet so that you'd be aware down the line if you have anyone inquire about it. We'll get it up on the website too. Depending on time frame, it may get lost in the shuffle. Following that, I have the next few pages. The first one is a screenshot from the email I received. Each year the league offers the STO, the standard traffic ordinance, information. We have the ability to do the licensing agreement, which we've done for the past few years. They do not have the information to us yet. As you can see there, they're looking towards the end of July before they'll have the ordinance suggestion and the actual STO books as they are. But at this time, in order for us to move forward, we would need a motion and approval to sign the licensing agreement for the 51st edition, which they'll get to us in July. At that point, then we'll bring an ordinance for your review and approval.
So we need a motion today to accept it.
To sign
To
the
approve it.
licensing agreement.
Questions, council?
Is there a cost for that?
Yeah, it's, I think $38. It's
Oh.
that's the combination. We'll get the online version that we put on the website.
Okay.
We also order extra books so that we have one for the office for any questions at that point. And then Jamie has a couple of books as well, and then we put one in the file. We're required to have one in the file with all the documentation for each year that we have adopted. So we order those extra books to meet all those requirements.
Questions, anyone? Brady?
No.
No. Tracy? No. Chris?
No, this is just
Standard?
protocol, I'll make that motion.
Dave?
No.
You make a second?
Second.
Okay, move seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
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 We have one other item.
Do you want me to sign this copy?
I've got one right here. We have received that van the day after the last council meeting for transit. And the state has found a home for a 2018 Ford Transit van. So we are in the process of completing all of that documentation so that it can be placed in. That's all I have.
Okay, anybody have anything for Jill? No.
Nope.
Chris? Dave? No. Tracy? No. Brady? No. Thank you, Jill. Ariel, do you have anything to bring for the council?
I do not.
Anybody have anything for Ariel? Nope. Did you have a paper for me today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after, but since you just hollered it out, I'll just hand it to you. I have talked to Jill and Kim about that.
Okay, I will address this in a moment. Tabitha, do you have anything to bring for the council?
Nope.
Anybody have anything for Tabitha? No. Chris? Okay, slide right in. Your water reports, Chris? What? Good. Tracy?
No.
Dawn?
Just one at the pool. Donna called me this morning, and I don't know if she had her days mixed up or the volleyball was going to be tonight and tomorrow. Because she said that they moved the volleyball from Wednesday to Tuesday. And the girls were wanting off, and she got them, I don't know why they didn't do this all along, but they'd go to their games and then come back. But there was going to be an issue where they might all be playing at the same time, because it's in a year-end tournament. So they closed at 5 today, and she said I don't know if she had her days mixed up, because there was something going on down there today. So it's either yesterday and today or today and tomorrow. But she said the girls were gonna play, come back, play, come back. As best they could. I haven't heard anything.
Have we had quite a few kids at the pool? Have we had quite a few at the pool?
I think so. I've been up there a few times. And if there weren't a few there today,
Well, I can say there should have been, but I should
she grabbed them and threw them in.
have done that work on a combine.
That's all I've got.
Okay, thank you, Donna. Dave?
I don't have any-
Outside of your letter? No. Brady?
No.
I have 2 items in front of me. One is addressed to the city council dated June 24th. Please accept my official letter of resignation for the city of Smith Center. I've enjoyed my time here and employees I've been able to work with. Thank you for the opportunity to work for the city in the past 3 years. My last day will be July 24th, 2024. I am willing to come in periodically to help train after the date and will be available by phone as long as it's necessary. This was a tough decision, and I believe it the best to my personality again. Best for me personally again. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Ariel Hughes. I need a motion to accept the resignation effective July 24th. Ariel,
So moved.
no motion. Second?
I'll second
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I have a second letter in front of me dated June 24th, 2024, addressed to myself and the council. Please accept my letter of resignation for my position as city council effective after reading of this letter. I very regret to resign. However, I am moving outside of the city limits and no longer be qualified to be on the council. I'd like to thank you, the staff, the council members, for everything each of them has done to make my time on the council a rewarding service and experience. Signed, Mr. Dave Mason. I need a letter for a motion in 7 days. Second. Been moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Who seconded? Sorry, I can't hear.
Tracy.
I
Thank
did,
you.
sorry.
And I have on my agenda here, executive session.
Employee conversation. Employee
Non-elected employee.
personnel.
We need to have one person go like that.
No, well.
Somebody's got to make the motion. I can't,
I'll make that motion.
for
Non-elected.
Non-elected
Non-elected.
person.
time frame.
What do you think, 10 minutes?
With guests.
With guests,
Have a phone meeting.
I have a motion on the floor to go to executive session for 10 minutes, talk about non-elected personnel. I need a motion with yes, Tabitha, Jill.
So move.
Second. Okay.
Meeting ended.
Thank you. I'll get 10 minutes on my timer.